Well, hello everyone. Welcome to a new roleplay series I'm going to be doing here in beautiful East Vineland, New Jersey, the Kubota Farm. And I wanted to go ahead and make this video just to kind of give you a backstory on how this all came to be. The series is going to start next Tuesday, the 23rd of August. I'm planning on running Tuesdays and Thursdays with this series and possibly some weekend editions, and keeping up Buchern Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for the time being. So, the Kubota Farm East Vineland, New Jersey. So, here's kind of the story behind it. My buddy Fred, who owns this particular farm shop we're looking at here, it's kind of a farm and fleet shop. He sells seed and fertilizer, and he can get parts for farmers and carries John Deere equipment. My buddy Fred is kind of well, I guess you would say kind of a smart business person, right? Went to college for business and inherited his family farm many years ago. And he's not really into wanting to be a farmer full time. But he did maintain the family farm. He's kept up the property taxes and the grounds and the farmhouse and barns, etc. And he's kept it up very, very nicely. But that's not really what he wanted to do. He enjoys working with farm machinery, he enjoys working with people, so he ended up selling off some of the land and purchasing this farm shop with it. And he's made a really good go of it. He signed a deal with John Deere, and not an exclusive deal, but a deal with John Deere to carry some of their equipment and get some discount prices for the local farmers and whatnot, and carries parts, like I said, and also can do repair and maintenance on just about anything that's brought to them from the local community and surrounding farmers as well. Well, a few years ago, Kubota reached out to him, and a regional sales manager visited and asked him if he would be willing to carry Kubota equipment. And I guess after some discussions, an agreement was made, and sure enough, my buddy Fred said, "Yeah, I'll carry some Kubota equipment. Who wouldn't want to carry Kubota equipment? It's top-notch stuff." And he saw a really good need for it in the community too. For a lot of people were asking for a variety, and this seemed to fit the bill quite well. So he started carrying not only John Deere equipment, like I said, but Kubota as well. And things went quite well for him. He was having a lot of success with Kubota for sure, John Deere. And then a couple years passed, and Kubota reached out to him, and well, they knew that he had a family farm in the area that was not in use, that wasn't being farmed. It was kind of sitting idle, and they were looking for a farm to be able to test their equipment on, to be able to run their equipment, to be able to, max out their equipment, put it through its paces, see kind of where maybe there might be some weaknesses that they can, fix for future models, and get feedback like that from a real farmer, from somebody not associated with Kubota. They would send out, their tech geeks and maybe some engineers every once in a while, and check on the equipment and get stats and statistics and all that fancy stuff they can do when they're plugging in laptops to the tractors and everything. And this sounded great. This sounded great to Fred. His farm would finally be an active farm again. He was just missing one key component. That's somebody to manage the farm. And that's where yours truly comes into play. So I get a call. He knows I'm up in Minnesota, running a farm up there, decent sized dairy farm actually, and he lays it all out to me, and how You know, you can move to beautiful East Vineland, New Jersey. You'll have all brand new equipment. Yeah, it's a smaller farm right now, but there's, room for expansion and you can do this and that. And I was like, whoa, let me think about it. So I gave it some thought, and the opportunity seemed like something I just didn't want to pass up on. And that brings us to where we are today. And that's beautiful East Vineland, New Jersey. Let's go ahead and head to the farm. And I'll just give you a quick little tour of kind of what we have going so far. This is basically my first day here. So I'm still getting used to what's around, what needs to be done, looking over the equipment. And Kubota has given us a beautiful lineup of their tractors. And not only do we have some wonderful Kubota equipment tractors, we've got seeder, planter, cultivator, sprayers, spreaders, plows. We've got this beauty right over here. I was actually kind of surprised to see this thing sitting here. That will certainly come in handy on the farm. Nice bale storage area here. It looks like they made sure to do Kubota orange wherever they could. R640, beautiful front loader. And we'll go through the equipment here in a sec just to kind of give you an overview of what we're going to be using. We had to, of course, make some exceptions. Kubota doesn't manufacture everything that a farm needs, and somehow or other, Fred got his hands on this 7250 Case IH. I still don't know how he did it, but she is a beaut. Just an absolute beauty. Nice big flotation tires in the back, duals in the front, and look at this honeybee header. Now, I have never run a combine with a honeybee, but I can tell you that from what I've heard, these things are kind of the Cadillac, so to speak, of headers. So yeah, I'm excited to run to run that beauty. He picked up this this old trailer here and got it repainted. I think they got it pretty close to the Kubota orange. I guess he didn't want me to forget that it's a Kubota farm. Over here, a few more pieces. We have another tractor that looks like it's all, oh man, look at this setup. Look at this mowing setup. Tell me that is not one of the nicest looking mowing combinations that you've ever seen. And I'm not going to lie, black and orange works for me. But look at that beauty. That right there, I could run that all day, every day of the week, and probably be happy. Of course, we've got a tedder, got a rake, nice looking baler with a wrapper. We are pretty much set. There's going to be a couple things along the way that we'll probably have to get our hands on. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do for picking up bales yet at this point. I'm not sure if we're just going to trailer them or if we're going to get an auto bale stacker, or what exactly we're going to do. There's the trailer, the header trailer for the Bumblebee. Little front loader, set of pallet forks. Look at this thing. Isn't she a beaut? He told me there was going to be a surprise waiting for me. I didn't know I was going to be given that for my vehicle here. I'm okay with that. I thought he was going to give me like a little. I don't know. Knowing Fred, I honestly thought it was going to be a little one of those smart cars, little pop cans. Being very kind and generous to me for sure. Oh, we've got a liquid tanker over here. We can throw on the back of that pickup and use that for the time being. So yeah, we've got an amazing collection of equipment. No doubt and for sure. Kubota was kind enough to supply us with pretty much their entire lineup across the board. I think the only thing we don't have from them is we don't currently have a skid steer, and we don't currently have either one of their sidekicks, their RTVs. I'm still trying to get my hands on one of these. Maybe I can sweet talk one of the engineers that comes out into into getting us one of those. That would be a nice toy to play with on the weekends, wouldn't it? Now I know that Kubota came in, and I believe they hired um, some local helpers to go ahead and plant a couple fields for us so we could hit the ground running. So that when I showed up, we weren't going to have to start from scratch. And I know that they've got, I believe, a wheat field. And if I'm not mistaken, we've got wheat. And I think this sorghum, yeah, this sorghum is also ready to harvest as well. So this field and that field of wheat down there is ready to go. And that was certainly nice of them to have something straight away ready for us to do. But I've got about less than a week to learn the area, get used to the equipment, figure out what we're going to do, make some plans, and get this farm into a working farm. So that's the story. I hope you follow along with me during this adventure. I think this is going to be a ton of fun, seeing what all this Kubota equipment can do, putting it through its paces, maxing out some of these tractors, see what they're capable of doing. I'm excited. I am a big Kubota fan, and I certainly love seeing black and orange. I'm okay with the orange, that's for sure. So hopefully I will see you guys all next Tuesday, the 23rd, for the beginning of the series. We'll get rolling. And yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of fun on the farm. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks again for putting up with me. You all take care of yourselves. God bless, and I will see you soon here on the Kubota Farm East Vineland, New Jersey.